Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Got to give you the update on the beast speaking. The Pope is doing a lot of talking, and we talked about this maybe the week before last and a little bit last week. But I have a couple of stories that I want to share with you to give you an example of how church and state, Rome, and the governments of the world have merged. And they are speaking as one, even though they haven't officially said it. If you look at the things that the Pope is speaking on, how his words are being promoted globally, how these events that are taking place, that took place 2 weeks, with the UN, and then here we are. He's having his um, ecumenical thingy over there in Rome. During the same time of the Feast of Tabernacle. So it's a very interesting time to be living, to be awakened, to be chosen, and to see these things happening because they are significant. Even though most people don't think something is significant unless the media hypes it up. They don't really understand that whatever the media hypes up is because they want you to look that way, because something that you really need to be paying attention to is going on in a different direction. And so I think we have really a lot of us have missed the boat on how much and how frequently the Pope is weighing in on all sorts of topics. So let's get into it. So this is from OSV News, and it was published 5 days ago. It says the Holy See is a light bearer for the gospel at UN, says the Archbishop. So it says Archbishop Gallagher, the Vatican's foreign minister, celebrated an evening mass at Church of the Holy Family September the 25th, joined by invited guests from the New York-based diplomatic community as the United Nations entered the second week of its annual general session. I believe that it is the context in the celebration of this Mass to express to each of you the thanks of Pope Francis for the friendship and support of the work that you generously offer to the mission of the Holy See in New York, Archbishop Gallagher said at the beginning of his homily. So just make no mistake, there's something significant about them having this in New York. There's a reason the UN is in New York, and there's a reason that the Vatican has a permanent seat with the UN. So it says, although largely confined to the day's gospel, the Archbishop tied his remarks back to the work of his concelebrant, Archbishop Gabriel Casilla, the permanent observer to the Holy See, to the United Nations. So they have a permanent observer at the United Nations. So that just tells you everything you need to know. So this is what I found really alarming, among other things from this article. It says Jesus used the image of a lamp to describe how his disciples are to live in the light of his truth and love. Our mission is to be light bearers of Christ so that others may see the truth of the gospel and be freed, he said. This is also the mission of the Holy See at the United Nations, to be the light bearer of the gospel in negotiations, debates, and resolutions take place in rooms where there is no natural light, but only artificial lighting. So they're masquerading as if they are light when we know better. So anyway, I'm not going to go into this entire thing, but at the end it says, addressing a meeting of the UN Security Council September 20th, he called on world leaders. So this person that was at this meeting, on behalf of the Pope, called on world leaders to be creative and courageous artisans of peace and weavers of constructive dialogue. interesting language, to find peaceful solution to the war in Ukraine. So, anywho, that was the first article that I want to share with you. The second article is the Pope opens the possibility for blessing same-sex unions. This article came out on October 2nd, 2023, and it's from ABC News. So it says Pope Francis suggested it may be possible to bless same-sex unions in a newly public response to cardinals who questioned the Pope's affirmation of the alphabet community in the Catholic Church. In the July letter, which is written in Spanish, he affirmed that the church has a very clear understanding of marriage, an exclusive, stable, and indissoluble union between a man and a woman, naturally open to procreation, according to the Vatican News. However, he advocated for pastoral charity. What is that? I don't know. So, quoting, guess what this means? It says, the defense of objective truth is not the only expression of this charity. It also includes kindness, patience, understanding, tenderness, and encouragement. So y'all know he's twisting up words right about now. He's using some of the language from the Bible and trying to play on the feelings and emotions of people, moving away from the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So it says, therefore, we cannot be judges who only deny, reject, and exclude. We're not judges. We're just obeying the word of the Most High. If you say Christ is you're the light of Christ and you're the leader, then he never said anything about blessing any same-sex unions. Like y'all literally destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, and he flooded the whole earth. So I don't even know what these people are talking about. But anywho, if you follow behind them, you understand where we're going. So Babylon is coming back, reinventing itself, and using new language to do the same thing it is done, and the earth will be destroyed this time by fire. So there you have it. Anywho, just wanted to say that this man is talking. Um, and he's speaking on a lot of different topics. So that's the takeaway for this particular article. The next article that I have, it says Vatican asked governor to grant clemency for Louisiana death row inmates, and this article came out 4 days ago. So it says the Vatican is asking Governor John Bel Edwards to grant clemency to the prisoners on death row. The Vatican wrote a letter to Edwards and asked him to encourage the Board of Pardons to docket the applications of prisoners on death row. The letter said that the Catholic Church and the popes who served in the last 25 years have been working to abolish the death penalty all over the world, but they will bring back the crusades and kill those who do not follow them. That is what's happening. So they're going to abolish the death penalty, but they're going to bring back their crusades and persecute those believers who try to keep the Sabbath and not obey the person who is pretending to be God, but the one true God. So it says Pope Francis has taken charge of ending capital punishment. So let me read that again. Pope Francis has taken charge of ending capital punishment. While revising the Catechism of the Catholic Church in 2018, Francis called the death penalty an attack on the inviolability and dignity of the person and said it was inadmissible in all cases and contrary to the gospel. But so were the Crusades, but they did those. So is pedophilia, but they did that. So is splitting up indigenous families and forcing them to assimilate into Babylonians. But nobody said nothing about any of that. The hypocrisy of it all. Anywho, I just want to share this with you because he is taking charge And those are the things that you need to understand. He's dialoguing directly with like state government officials now. It's gone over talking to national leaders. I guess he feels like he got them in his pocket. This particular governor of Louisiana, I believe, is Catholic, and so he may know what time it is. And he may be getting rewarded for doing whatever it is, helping the agenda of those folks. The last story that I want to share with you is about Protection of Minors Commission asked the Synod to dedicate time to safeguarding issues. So this came directly from Vatican News, and it says ahead of the upcoming Synod of Synodality in October, which is now, in the Vatican, the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors appeals for safeguarding children to be seriously and frequently deliberated throughout the Synod's discussions. So the Synod is what they're having now, but I just want to read you this little blurb. Well, I'll read you two blurbs. So it says, in a statement published in English and in Italian, entitled A Call to Action on the Occasion of the Consistory for the Creation of New Cardinals and the 16th Ordinary General Assembly of the Synod of Bishops, the Commission calls for action. Listen to this. Pope Francis has entrusted and encouraged the mission, which is within the Roman Curia's dicastery for the doctrine of faith, but maintains its independence. To speak forth with what needs to be done and not let others impede their efforts. In the text, the Commission members urge solidarity with victims and survivors in the light of ongoing revelations of abuse. And so the fact that after all these years and all these disclosures, they still haven't gotten this issue under control says a lot about the institution and why it exists. And I just can't even go into what I would really like to say because I probably get kicked off the channel. But anywho, the topics discussed in this article are sexual abuse in the church should permeate discussions, work toward long overdue goals. And they have a group. It says recently addressing a delegation of the Latin American Research and Training Commission for the Protection of Minors. The acronym for this is SEPROM, which I find very interesting. But I can't say nothing because I'll get kicked off this channel. So, anywho, you're going to have to read between the lines on this one. Pope Francis highlighted the progress made by the church in eradicating the scourge of child sexual abuse, but called for the continued action to safeguard vulnerable people. So, with that said, he's weighing in on children now, protecting children. And I think this is interesting because there has been a focus on children, women issues, and alphabet agenda. That's the agenda. If you're a man, you are out in the cold. He's not concerned about you at all. And they want men moved out of the way because men are fathers and heads of family. And if you remove them or make them undesirable or put on the back burner, then they can push all the other agendas because we're emotional. Women are emotional. Men think logically. And so men aren't going for their agenda, not real men, especially not true Israel. So it's going to be a conflict. But the fact that they're suddenly want to talk about this children, they've been talking about children, talking to children. When they had the little thing for the UN the other week, they were focusing on children, and there's been a lot of talk about children. I'd be concerned if I were y'all. Anywho, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you will be notified each and every time that I do a new video and upload it. Follow me on Rumble and Odyssey. Links are in the description. I'm on social media. Links are also in the description. If you'd like to support the channel, a link is in the description. I do this out of the kindness of my heart because I love my people and I want us to be well and safe. So anything that you give, I'm grateful and I'm thankful to everyone who's already donated, or if you've given in the past, I really do appreciate it. Um, we got to keep watch, people. You got to watch these words. Our focus is being redirected everywhere, anywhere, but this is important because the beast is speaking, and he's also showing that there is unity with church and state. And soon you're going to see this global order come full circle, and it's going to be publicly announced, and you won't be surprised, but a lot of people are going to be surprised. You see, the global order is set, and the beast is speaking, and he's speaking with authority. So we need to pay attention when these people speak. Be on the lookout for Laudato Si 2.0 coming out tomorrow. Don't forget about the national test that will be happening tomorrow, beginning at 2:20. Um, Go back and look at my old video about how to protect yourselves from this 5G frequency. Also, you need to do some research on 5G frequencies because nobody has done any on how it's going to impact us long term. Um, Not any that's positive anyway. So, just make sure you're doing your research on your own. And again, keep praying, keep prepping, keep seeking the Most High for guidance and wisdom on how to navigate what's coming. Pray to be found worthy to escape what is coming. And continue to repent for your sins of commission and omission, because this walk is getting difficult, and I'm just finding myself being challenged as of late, just with distractions and things that I'm concerned about, personal things. But we gotta stay strong. We gotta keep each other encouraged. We cannot have fear. We gotta continue to have faith and continue to seek the Most High. He'll guide us. If you're asking for guidance and wisdom, stay in His Word. Read a chapter a day. That's what I've been doing. Getting up in the morning, giving thanks, reading my Bible, and getting about my day. But we gotta stay encouraged, and we gotta try to walk this walk. It's a lonely walk, but we got to keep doing it. Most people are going to be caught off guard and unaware, but I don't want my people to be caught off guard and unaware. So keep up the good work watching, and just make sure you share with people what is going on. Let it never be said that you knew something and did not warn people. Be a good watchman and share so that you don't have blood on your hands. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all, and I am out.